have not liked the stream already, which is the thumbs up button, please do that. It helps distribute the stream further inside of the algorithm, and it does all of that. So who do we have? Hello, Marcy. Hello, Tax Packet, Paw Print, Pop Tart, Henrietta, Marcy, Lyle Kenny. Good morning, everyone. So this is a TLDR for anyone who doesn't know the story. Quick refresher. So Laura Owens has a years long, more than that, right, restraining order case in California against Michael Marraccini, which is the man that we're covering. The name Michael Marraccini, if you are generally new here, is the same guy that we ran the GoFundMe fundraiser for, is the same guy that True Crime and Wine Time ran the fundraiser for. So that's who we're talking about. It's who I'm going over. It's who is in the thumbnail. So Laura first got a restraining order against him back in 2018. We haven't gotten that far in our lore. When I did my long form videos, I just scraped the surface. I had no idea how deep this went. And then I got into this community, and now I am way deep inside of this story. But she got a restraining order against him back in 2018. She renewed it in 2020, and then she went to renew it again last year. And that renewal hearing happened in 2025, and it went very badly for her. She ended up, quote unquote, hospitalized, maybe we'll say, the morning of the hearing. And then the court dismissed her case while she was in the ER. So the court was like, you have to be here in person. She tried every way to get out of being there in person. She said that she had a medical emergency. She did not show up. It was dismissed. So now there's a fight over whether the court even has an accurate, right, paper record of what actually happened that day. And this new filing was submitted, and it's her trying to fix the record before her appeal moves forward. So I hope that all made sense. So we're going to go over that, because I think it's important, especially in this case. Now, yesterday, hello, Miss Bell. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Shawnee. Hello, Flux. Hello, Smart Towel. Deanna, Saltina, Ville Marie, Mr. Pike. Hello. Clay was ever in Laura's mouth. Oh my God. Hi, Jupiter. Hello, my baby. Okay, so I went over these text messages yesterday between Michael and Laura, and it was interesting because, you know, when you put the voice to it and you put the music to it, it's very creepy, right? It's very sad. You're just watching this unfold in real time. I don't know why yesterday made me more emotional. I would say that the text messages that we read yesterday made me more emotional than anything I've felt in this case so far. And I don't know if it's because I've gotten to a point where there's a fatigue. I don't know if it's because you can see Michael finally standing up for himself and getting his footing in real time. I don't know if it's because she is doing all of this, and because we have the benefit of hindsight, you can see what happens for the next 10 years moving forward. I don't know. It was very interesting. So it was, for me, it was cool that this came up so we can discuss it in real time. Who Wants to Bet Massive Circular Looping will be exhibited by Laura again. Curious what Jack Fox says about that. Yeah, I know it's early, Bruce. I know, I'm sorry. Justice for Bruce. Was listening to the marathon and they were singing your song. They were? I have infiltrated everyone. All right, so let's go into this. So we have Laura Owens, who is the petitioner and appellant, Michael Marraccini, who is the respondent. And also, I believe she is still pro se in this. I'm not sure that she has ever gotten a lawyer. And that's the thing, Lyle, right? Like, I think, you know, we joke about this, but it's abuse. It's abuse at its, at its core, and it is hard to watch in real time. And there are a lot of things in this case with the benefit of hindsight that you can laugh at, that you can giggle at, that we can sit and have a kiki at. But, when you're watching some of this unfold in real time, and then you're watching the text messages from Jan, and you're watching the text messages from Ron, and I assume that some of those are from Laura, but it's hard to watch, and exhausting. And it's because she's endlessly cruel, blaming him, although she's the one who lied and manipulated, and her parents joined in. Exactly. Um, Justice for Bruce. I think repetition is an exhaustion technique. Yeah, I think it's just to get what she wants. I think she's relentless in getting what she wants. So please take notice that petitioner Laura Owens hereby moves this court for an order correcting and augmenting the record relating to the November 5th, 2025 dismissal of her request to renew a domestic violence restraining order. The dismissal is on appeal, Court of Appeal, First Appellate District. And this motion is brought in this court because the documents at issue must be filed or lodged here before they can become a part of the record on appeal. Petitioner requests that the motion be decided on the papers without a hearing and on an expedited basis. The motion is made on the following grounds. Written communications that were before this court on November 4th and 5th, 2025, including petitioner's medical emergency notifications. So the first thing I want to ask is about Laura's medical emergency notifications. Do we, I guess maybe we wouldn't, but does the court, and I don't know if it matters at this point because she has tried to get out of being in court so many times. But my question is, does the court have proof that she had a medical emergency? Do they have legitimate proof? Legitimate proof. Hi, Deb. The whole family involvement is clear in this case, not so much in the later cases. So the other thing is, too, is a lot of people in the chat we're talking about, because we were talking about inpatient care, outpatient, and therapy yesterday. And a lot of people are like, I don't think that she ever got therapy and whatever. And, I would assume, in my opinion, if you get therapy would cause growth. And we've seen no growth from Michael Marraccini's case. The only thing we've seen in growth or in terms of growth is her escalation, because she goes on after Michael Marraccini to Greg Gillespie and it gets worse. And then after Greg, she goes on to Clayton and it gets worse. And from Clayton until now, she still is dying on this hill that she was pregnant by Clayton, which now we're getting down to the wire of 10 days before her plea deal. And I'm still curious as to what she's going to do, because either you go to trial and this is the hill that you die on, or you take the plea deal and you admit that you were lying this entire time. Either way, it's not great. Waiting till the last minute, wanting a judgment expeditiously, par for the course. Right. And she's like, well, I'm going to come in at the 11th hour and I'm going to get what I want. Hi, Jen. Hi, AJ. I think it's moot if she had actual medical emergency. The remedy for missing court for a DVRO renewal because of a medical emergency is filing a new DVRO application. And you know what? I think had the court not asked her time after time after time and told her, you have to be here in person, I really truly think that if she had a medical emergency, they would have been like, all right, okay, like, we'll give you this one. But this is absolutely retaliation for the fundraiser. Well, I don't know if it's retaliation as much as the dismissal is coming up on the 29th. So on the 10 days from now on the 26th, we have her plea deal deadline. She has to decide what she's going to do with this plea deal, because if she does not take it and they go to trial, they're looking at going to trial on the 29th or the week of the 29th of July, at the end of July. And then on the 29th of June, they have a hearing for complex case management, which is just a status update, like what are they doing? But they also have the the Michael Marraccini appeal dismissal. So I don't know if it's so much retaliation for the fundraiser as it is that she's got to get her ducks in a row before they dismiss this and Mike is off the hook forever, which would be great. Let the man live. There are some really bad therapists out there. If you get the wrong one, they will just affirm your every thought and feelings and is no bueno, like ChatGPT. I mean, if she doesn't take the therapy seriously, I don't think you see growth, assuming she actually went to therapy. She let... still going to find a new one. The motion was filed before the fundraiser. Okay. Hi, Bella's mom. So we have written communications that were before this court on November 4th and 5th of 2025, including petitioner's medical emergency notifications, which court staff acknowledged in writing before the hearing were transmitted by email, were never filed, and therefore will not appear in record on appeal. The reporter's transcript and the minute order contain no reference to those acknowledged notifications, and no final order was ever prepared. Unless the record is corrected and augmented, the Court of Appeal will be presented with what appears to be an unexplained failure to appear. Period. And that's it. Hi, Aljagad. Good morning. She would lie to a therapist. Yeah, that's a good point. Right. I assume that she would do, I said that therapy would show growth, but you would have to do the work. Yeah, I hope it is. I hope this status is coming. I really do. I really do, because I think people need to understand how she weaponizes everything that she can, everything under the sun that's available to her, and as a regular person should be available to her. But she doesn't use it like a regular person who, belongs in society. The motion is made pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure, Section 128, Subdivision, California Rules of Court, Rules 8.1, 2, 8.15, 8.34, and this court's inherent authority over its own records. The request for expedited consideration is made pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure, Section 1005, Subdivision B, and California Rules of Court Rule. All right. The motion is based on this notice of motion, the attached memorandum of points and authorities, the concurrently filed declaration of Laura Owens and exhibits A through E thereto, the records and files in this action, and any further matters the court may consider. So, memorandum of points and authorities. Introduction. Here we go. On the morning of November 5th of 2025, petitioner Laura Owens was in a hospital. Oh, fuck. The way she writes it already. Petitioner Laura Owens was in a hospital bed at Honor Health. You know what else? Why didn't you just zoom in? Why didn't you FaceTime? Why didn't you try? I mean, they have Zoom links for these things. Laura Owens was in a hospital bed at Honor Health, Scottsdale Shea, in Scottsdale, Arizona, being treated for gastrointestinal bleeding after a night of vomiting blood. At 5:37 a.m., hours before the hearing on her request to renew her domestic violence restraining order, she emailed this court and counsel for respondent Michael Marraccini to explain that she had been admitted and could not appear, and she offered HIPAA releases so the court and opposing counsel could verify her condition directly with the hospital. Court staff confirmed receipt in writing twice at 9:26 a.m., and the court dismissed the renewal request because petitioner was not present and dissolved the temporary order protecting her. She remained hospitalized overnight and underwent surgery the next day. So, again, they had asked her multiple times to be there in person, and she weaseled out of it so many times that the court was like, no more. And then she comes up with this. And here's the thing. Maybe she was hospitalized. Maybe she did have surgery. Maybe she was vomiting blood. But when you lie about it so many times before and you try to get out of it so many times before, the boy that cried wolf, there is going to come a point where they don't take you seriously anymore. You've met that line. You've gotten to that line. Nobody takes you seriously anymore. I see it's time for another ChatGPT motion. Hi, Hound Servant. Can you imagine if she used all her time for good instead of evil? Yeah. Hi, Kimbo. It's not their job to confirm. It's her job to verify what she's saying. Right. Not the HIPAA. You know what? That's such a great point, Jen. Not the HIPAA releases. You need to send it all over. Why did you not send in an email everything that you have? Hi, Tony. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, I also would like to know what the surgery was. A reviewing court will find none of this in the record. The reporter's transcript of the hearing runs 5 pages and contains no mention of the emergency, the emails, or the court's acknowledgments. There were no acknowledgments. The acknowledgement was she had sent emails and they said, "We have them, thank you." That's all they said. They didn't say it was acceptable. They didn't say that it was okay. They didn't say that they would reschedule. They had just confirmed that they got the emails. That doesn't mean anything. Not the court's or any Matt's responsibility to check her work, right? The minute order is equally silent and no final order was ever prepared. The minute entry itself states no order is prepared for today's hearing. The explanation for petitioner's absence exists, but it exists in emails this court sent, received, and answered, and in hospital records, materials that sit outside the case file because they were transmitted by email rather than filed. Respondent's lead counsel, Omar Serrato, has publicly described the consequence. 13 days after the dismissal, he said on camera that luckily, because no record was made, petitioner's options for appeal are severely limited. Oh, look, it's the consequences of our own actions. Hello? And then the next day she was playing with horsies, really incapacitated. The emails were ex parte. If she was vomiting blood all night, why did she wait until the morning to go to the hospital? Well, I mean, Jen, come on. Past 2 fetuses with membranes never goes to the hospital. Why does the court keep allowing her to pursue a restraining order for someone who doesn't even live in the same state and avoids her like the plague? Blush and bashful, this is a wonderful question. Wonderful question. A HIPAA release would just let your lawyer on the other side's lawyer go to get medical documents. That's not going to happen 2 hours before a hearing. That's another great, yeah, right. You have to have subpoenas. You have to have all sorts of things to get those. Why did she not provide them? She could have had a stack of papers immediately. She didn't have surgery. At best, she had a procedure or test done because she was either feigning some illness. I find the logical reasoning that you need a final order, vacating an order, somewhat curious. The minutes say what happened to produce an order would infer service of that upon a non-attending party. She doesn't understand how court works and that they aren't her personal secretary. You want something in the record, file a proper motion like everybody else. Right. She didn't make the proper record. But the thing is, shit. What was I going to say? She didn't make a proper record. Oh, but that's what she's saying. She's trying to infer, right, that because the court said, "We got your emails. Thank you. We've received your emails. Thank you." That's it. That's it. And that's not it. Did we ever get an answer on the great belly button debate? Belly buttons are closed. My friend has a freak belly button. Proves she is listening and learning from what is said, but not in a productive way, in a way that supports her false narrative. No record was made because Laura failed to do proper motion work at the right time. I would think all these texts would be proof against the restraining order. One would think so, Pop-Tart. One would think so. Petitioner asked the court to place into its file and into the record of appeal the documents showing what the court knew and acknowledged before it dismissed. No. No. Petitioner asked the court to place into its file and into the record on appeal the documents showing what the court knew and acknowledged before it dismissed. What are the documents that the court has? All you did was give them a HIPAA release and tell them that you were hospitalized. That's it. I could call the court right now and be like, listen, or email them and be like, I am flying on a pony to space. And they could be like, we received this email, thank you. That doesn't mean that they have documentation of me on a pony going to fucking space. Right. For a girl who has spent so much time on court, she doesn't know how it works. Late but catching up. Happy to see you, Minnie T. I love that she's also like Petitioner asked the court to do all the work for her because she doesn't want to. Because her opening brief in the pending appeal is due imminently, she asked that this motion be decided promptly on the papers. It was decided. It was decided. Right. Ex parte communications don't count. You are not allowed to call a judge and be like, hey, hi, how are you? Yeah. Yeah, listen, rough night. I went to the hospital. It was a rough night. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, you think you could just like write up some papers for me? No, I know I'm supposed to do it, but I don't feel like it. I'm so tired. I do nothing all day and I'm still tired. You think you could? Hello? Ugh. Laura equates, I received your email to, okay, Laura, you do you, and we'll just wait here until you're ready to appear. Exactly. Not responding to her and or acknowledging receipt means complete agreement with position. Oh, do the phone call, Laura. A HIPAA release doesn't mean shit, but that's the other thing. Especially Omar, like if I'm opposing counsel, I'm not going to go to sift through your medical files. You need to bring all of that to me. Also, you're the one getting the DVRO case. You're the one who is keeping this going. It is your burden to bear all of the information. All of the information. Court clerks are not your boyfriend. They don't have to come over on demand. Right. Statements of facts. Oh, I can't wait. Statement of facts. It sounds like an auto reply, much like the ones you get from any corporation. That's a good point. We have received your email. Thank you. Right. The court is not your girl Friday. Guys, are you ready? These are facts. Statement of facts from Laura Owens. Buckle up. The parties a renewal proceeding in the order to appear in person. Laura Owens obtained a domestic violence restraining order against respondent Michael Marraccini in 2018. The order was renewed in 2020, following a contested hearing for an additional 5 years. Neither the original order nor the renewal was ever vacated or reversed. In July 2025, petitioner timely sought a further renewal under Family Code Section 6345. Respondent retained attorney Omar Serrato of the Eagle Law Firm to oppose the renewal. Attorney Rachel E. Juarez associated in as co-counsel on October 31st of 2025. After prior continuances, the renewal hearing was set for November 5th of 2025 in Department 405A before the Honorable Carolyn Gold, with petitioner ordered to appear in person. And why? Why were you ordered to appear in person? Because you never fucking showed up to the other ones. That's why. That's why. And you know what, Laura? If this was truly important to you, if you truly were so scared for your fucking life, if you truly needed to keep Michael Marraccini away from you, you would be at that court hearing. Hell or high water, you would be at that fucking court hearing. Use the voice. All right, I'll use the voice. Can her doctor just write a note to the court asking them to be nicer to her? I mean, you know, they really should just be like, hey, could you be some more supportive? Do the voice. Use your voice. Facts give her hives. If she was hospitalized in San Francisco instead of Scottsdale, it would be more believable that she attempted to attend. You know, I know Jen is in the chat, and I don't know the timing around this, but do we... This was at a time where she had to ask the court to leave the state. Did she ask the court to leave the state on November 5th? I believe the answer is no. There we go. She never asked permission to leave the state of Arizona, did she? Hi, Ducky. I wish Judge Gold would have held Laura in contempt of court. Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, the female judges don't have time for her. They do not care. She asked for permission for the second hearing, not the first. So that was November 5th. So she asked for permission and still didn't go. I mean, but the first one, I mean, that's the thing. She was ordered to be there in person and she still didn't ask to go. Okay, so she did for this one. Okay. She did for this one, but not the first one. But that's the point. A court tells you to be somewhere and you're just like, nah. The balls. Petitioner resides in Scottsdale, Arizona. Her earlier request to proceed without live testimony on documented medical grounds had been denied, so her in-person appearance remained required. Following the dismissal described below, petitioner filed a notice of appeal on December 4th of 2025. The appeal is pending as Court of Appeal number this. She didn't ask for the October hearing, but she did in November. But and whatever. Whether it's reversed or whether it's this way. The court told her to be somewhere in person, and at some point she didn't do it, which is why this one was so important. The judge is like, be there. Is dragging out and punishing Mike. Gross tomato. Hi, Jacob. No, she didn't. The first, she had no intention of going, and she went to the horse show. November 4th, the court reporter's email and petitioner's non-waiver and reliance. On the morning of November 4th of 2025, Department 405A emailed the parties. We are informed by the court reporter's department that there is a high chance that there will be no court reporter coverage tomorrow. Since this is a DVRO trial, the court needs to continue the trial if any party doesn't waive the court reporter. In the alternative, any party could also hire a private reporter. Please check your email through the day up to early tomorrow for updates for court location and reporter status. Petitioner promptly responded that she would not waive her right to an official court reporter and was not comfortable proceeding with a privately arranged reporter. She received no response. Understanding from the court's emails that the matter would likely be continued absent her waiver, she canceled her planned drive to San Francisco and documented her reliance in waiting the same morning. So you canceled your drive to San Francisco. Mike had to go. Omar had to go. Rachel had to go. Everybody had to go to be there. Hold on. November 5th of 2025. The renewal hearing was set for November 5th. November 4th, she says right here, she just canceled her planned drive to San Francisco and documented her reliance in waiting the same morning. So she was planning on going on November 4th, cancels it, strategically gets blood throw up, and has emergency surgery on November 5th? Is that what I'm understanding? Hi, Steve. Laura thought rejecting the court reporter would give her an out, but not. She was going to drive with a life-threatening condition. Well, that's interesting because it just says, I canceled my plan to drive on November 4th. That's exactly what this says. On the morning of November 4th, she gets this email and she's like, nah, cancel. So, I mean, in my opinion, that admits it right there. I just was not coming. Hi, Malin. I think they might have been automated responses. Not the court. Exactly. Not the court's problem. And we know from Omar's attorney fees filing that Canceling the court reporter cost like $800. She is misunderstanding what waiving a court reporter means. They could have had a court with no reporter. She thinks it means she gets to choose the court. I don't know what she thinks. Either way, it says right here, she canceled her planned drive to San Francisco and documented her reliance and waiting the same morning. And that is November 4th. So she had already canceled her drive before going to the hospital. She admits it right here. Hi, Christy. It's right here. She's admitting to the court that she had already canceled the day before. She was not coming. Petitioner was excluded from the reporter communications until after a private reporter has been secured. Meanwhile, Mr. Serrato and court staff exchanged emails about securing a private reporter without including petitioner, which they don't have to do. At 10:10 a.m., Mr. Serrato asked, "May we have a remote court reporter if we can't find someone to be there in person?" At 3:32, Deputy Clerk Geraldine Anderson asked him, "Is this reporter certified?" At 3:42, he confirmed that we have successfully secured a court reporter for the proceedings scheduled for tomorrow, November 5th. Petitioner saw none of these messages until she was added to the chain late that afternoon. So you saw them after the reporter had been secured. Okay, you're still privy to that information. She then objected in writing to the appointment of the privately retained reporter and reiterated her non-waiver. Hi, Wendy. Oh, no. Bye, hound servant. I thought skipping court led to handcuffs. You know, for the rest of us, consequences happen. Both would have to reject the absence of a court reporter, and Omar hired one to establish a record. So she had no problem. She should have gone. Absolutely, she should have gone. She says she canceled the drive, but in another document, she claims to have bought a ticket late that day to try to make it. Well, it's funny because she's like, I canceled the drive this morning, and then the next day, and then earlier in this document, it's she couldn't be there because she was hospitalized. On the morning of November 5th, petitioner Laura Owens was in a hospital bed. Statements of facts, November 4th, she canceled her plan to drive to San Francisco. It cannot be both. Which one is it? In criminal court, you would be issued a warrant for your arrest if you didn't show up, but this is civil court, so they just dismiss the case. See, this is what happens when you represent yourself pro se. You don't understand the law, rule, right? I know. Brass balls. Brass. It's insane. And also, so I had a case last year, and there were things that my attorney was like, you don't need to come, but here's the Zoom link. I still went on the Zoom because that case was important to me. I still wanted to know what was going on. I needed to be in the room. I needed to know what was said. And I had a lawyer doing it for me. But it's my case. It's important to me. It was important that got done. The fact that she's like, I just can't be there. Sorry. And this is a girl who's fighting for her life against Michael Marraccini. You are so scared of this man. So scared of this man. And it is not important that you show up for court to protect yourself. Okay. Petitioner was excluded from reporter communications until after private recorder had been secured. It doesn't matter. Omar talked to the court about securing a reporter. You were then privy to that information. This was not ex parte communications. They were talking about a court reporter, and then they put you in on the loop. It's as simple as that. Make her make sense. God damn it, Trash Panda, I can't. Meanwhile, Mr. Serrato and court staff, we already went through that. Okay. At 4:49 p.m., the court confirmed the matter remained on the calendar. Petitioner booked a flight that evening. All right, so here we have this. Okay, Wendy. So now, I need my notes. Hold on. Let's see. Because we're gonna do her lies in real time. So we have November 5th in hospital bed. Okay? In hospital. November 4th, she admits to canceling the drive. Canceling drive. And now we have November 4th, same day, 4:49 p.m., booking a flight. Okay? At 4:49 p.m. on November 4th, court manager Francis Yakota emailed all parties for clarification. This matter remains on the calendar for tomorrow at 9 a.m. before Judge Gold, as the court has not continued this matter. Parties are to appear as previously court ordered. That evening, within hours and despite significant financial hardship, petitioner's family purchased a ticket for her on United flight UA 1557 departing Phoenix at 6:25 a.m. So the flight was for 6:25 a.m. Let's just take a look. Let's see. Flight from Scottsdale to San Fran. Time. How long does it take to get there? 1 to 2 hours in the air. So you mean to tell me that your flight is at 6:25 and you will get on the ground at 8:25 and you expect to be at court by 9? Is that what I'm reading? The flight arrived at 7:30 a.m.? Okay, at 7:30. Okay. 7:30 a.m. Court by 9. Court by 9. Okay. Oh, God. I'm tired. I'm too tired for this. Hi, Wallace. Bruce, who wrote this brief? Oh, God. Does Laura want to be CC'd on all my roofing contractor bids? Yes, please. Me too. Ah. And SFO is pretty far from the courthouse. Yeah, what's that drive? All right, so let's look for let's look San Francisco Airport to which courthouse are we at? Hold on. Where are we? Hi, Ricky. Court opposing counsel. It showed us here. Department 405A. We'll just write Department 405A court. It should be able to find in San Francisco. There we go. Let's see. It would take about it said is taking a BART train, which takes about 30 minutes. So she would be there by 8 o'clock, I guess. 25 alternative a ride share Uber Lyft would take about 35 minutes. But then you're dealing with morning traffic. Right. And then there's rush hour traffic. I mean, everybody's going to work at 7:30, 8 o'clock. She wants her story to be believed by all. I believe nothing, ever. I know, before an obligation, the way my butthole would pucker, I would be like, I need to be somewhere 4 hours before I'm going to get there. I do that now. Like if I have to be somewhere in my town at 1:00, I'm sitting in the parking lot at by minimum 12:45. Like it's crazy. Hi Binky. Moose is always on time. I'm always on time. This is the most experience with court I have ever had, and it's exhausting. Her plane trip was not proper planning and scheduling. As a manager, I would not have approved her trip. Right. All right, let's see. On a serious note, all of you are so smart with all of this, and I learn a lot from you guys. Best chat ever. We do have the best chat ever. We love them. All of them. This is a great point. I mean, she has no idea when people are going to work or what they're doing. Okay, so we have. All right, so this is what I have on my notes for right now. I wish I could write on here and it would also write on the screen. I think that would be great so that you guys could see like how my brain works. So 9:05 in the hospital, I'm sorry, November 5th, she's in the hospital. November 4th, she canceled her drive. By 4:49 p.m., she booked a flight for 6:25 a.m. that would land at 7:30 a.m. and she has to be at court by 9. I've never been late to anything in my life. If I'm late, not only am I apologetic, my anxiety is through the roof. And we have bacon. Okay. So then we go through this. The e-ticket issued at 7:20 p.m. Petitioner sent the confirmation to the court. Okay. Good. 7:20 p.m. 7:20 p.m. The ticket was issued. Wait. Okay. So at 7:20 p.m., why didn't you just go that night? Whatever. On November 5th, petitioner was hospitalized before the hearing, notified the court twice, and offered HIPAA releases, but not the actual medical records. Court staff acknowledged both notices in writing. Late that night into the early morning of November 5th, petitioner experienced repeated episodes of vomiting blood. Do we have a time? What was the time frame? A reoccurrence of prior gastrointestinal bleeding that her physicians had warned required immediate emergency care. Late night into the early morning. Okay, so then she cancels her morning flight and went directly to Honor Health Emergency Department and was admitted at approximately, so in the hospital at 5:37 a.m. Okay, before 9 a.m., she emailed the court, Mr. Serrato, Miss Juarez, and responded. What time did she email them? I'd like to see the timestamp. I would love to see the timestamp. If I'm not somewhere 15 minutes early, I'm late. That's exactly how I am. If she was not paying for the reporter, they didn't have to include her in the logistics emails. She used to excuse of vomiting blood for October, so why not do the surgery then? You're logicking again, Vilmarie. Stop it. I'm going to have to watch from the beginning. To the court, this is just a case number. They aren't vested in it. And it takes 15 minutes, right, to board, to get on. Right. Right. I am late to everything. There is almost no exception. I have tried. I am deeply terrible with transitions from one event to the other. As if the court cares of her travel plans. They don't. They don't. And you're not going to convince me that she didn't buy a ticket to return it, to refund it. I would love if we could do investigation, right? I would love to see when the refund time was for that ticket. You're sending in the confirmation, the court, because you plan to bail. Otherwise, why would they care? They don't. They don't. Is there a 911 record? There would be if I vomited blood. I mean, cancels flight, then goes to hospital. Priorities. It's funny because in my younger days, I was early for everything. If I was going to be late, I'd rather not go, but now I'll get there eventually. She fails to mention the last time she was bleeding, she was at a horse show instead of court. Yep. I am writing to inform the court that I am unable to appear for today's DVRO trial due to a sudden and serious medical emergency. I experienced several severe medical episodes involving vomiting blood. I experienced multiple severe medical episodes involving vomiting blood. Petitioner experienced repeated episodes of vomiting blood. What were the multiple medical episodes? What else was going on? I had no choice but to cancel my morning flight and go directly to the emergency room. I am currently at Honor Health Hospital, where I am receiving IV fluids and where they are determining treatment for gastrointestinal bleeding. I can provide a medical documentation confirming this as soon as it becomes available, and am more than willing to execute HIPAA releases as well for the court and opposing counsel regarding my visit to the hospital. These circumstances clearly establish good cause for a continuance. What time did she email the court? With subpoena power. Let's go. My mom had an unexpected perforation in her gastrointestinal tract that caused an emergency surgery to happen, but she was not jumping and horse riding the next day. Not everybody's as strong as Laura Owens, Wendy. Laura Owens is a medical miracle, which means if she was vomiting blood overnight, she could have filed a motion on the docket instead of sending these emails. She needs to live in a bubble. Yeah, that bubble is called prison. She is a medical miracle. After her Uber accident that caused significant injury, she was jumping horses 2 days later. She rode a horse at the hospital. The court is not an investigatory body. You bring it evidence. It does not go get it. Right? I just wish we could. Yeah, I hope the TEDx is taken down too. Yes, you are, Astro Nerd. You are smart like us. We are all smart collectively. Multiple repeated, just a little redundancy. The court reporter is unbiased and only documents court's activity. Emails to the court are not part of the record, which is Lo's problem. Maybe she should have landed in a hospital in San Fran. Would have been a tad more believable. Even then. Court manager Yokota replied in writing, email received, thanks. Ta-da! Petitioner sent a second update reporting that she was being admitted and would require an under anesthesia procedure. What is the name of the procedure? What are you getting done? You know, it's so funny because everything that she talks about, she severely over-explains, except for here. You have no problem giving everybody the gruesome details except for right now. Would require an under anesthesia procedure, which is called, what is the procedure called? Was not expected to be released until the following day. The court acknowledged again in writing before hearing, good morning, Miss Owens, email received, thanks. Okay. Petitioner remained hospitalized overnight and underwent the procedure under anesthesia. What procedure? For what issue? On November 6th. Oh, so November 6th she gets, okay, so November 6th is procedure, not surgery, right? Under anesthesia. Let's write this down. Anesthesia, okay? Her hospital records are attached to declaration as Exhibit C and D. Neither the court nor either of the respondent's attorneys requested the offered verification before the dismissal. Because nobody cares. Mike made a comment using the fundraiser that there's progress being made on the TEDx coming down. Fingers crossed. Hell yeah. If I'm unfamiliar with someplace and I plan to get there at least 2 hours early, I've learned over the years this is less stressful for my nerves. I hate to be late. Also, me. Removing the TEDx talk would not curtail Laura's speech. She is free to make videos or blogs, but she is not entitled to having the TEDx brand associated with her story. Also, yes. And under anesthesia procedure, if my doctor doesn't tell me what it is, I'm running away. Thank you. What is the procedure? What is it called? What is it for? What time was this email sent? It just says before 9 a.m. When did you send this email? She still can't lie about a story, though. Free speech is opinion and facts. All the hearing we see where they tell the judge, my car battery died. My mother-in-law forgot to pick me up. I was called into work. All might be legit, but the court doesn't investigate any. Show up. Stitches are under anesthesia. Oh. I mean, she can lie as much as she wants. And as long as it's not defamation, her speech is protected. It's really a matter of TEDx if they want their brand associated with her story or not. She had a anyone can buy a ticket and prove and take a picture and refund it. It proves it right. It proves nothing. It proves nothing. The hearing dismissal for 9:26 a.m. with no mention of acknowledged emergency and no order ever prepared because they don't care. They don't care. The reporter's transcript shows that when the matter was called, the court noted that petitioner is not present. Appointed the privately retained reporter, observed that this matter was set for 9 a.m. and it is 9:26, and stated, so at this time the court will be dismissing this matter. The petitioner is not present. Mr. Serrato and Ms. Juarez, both present in the courtroom and both copied on petitioner's emergency emails that morning, said nothing about the emergency because it does not matter. When the court tells you to be there over and over again and you don't, they don't care about your emergencies. If your emergencies are even true. Mr. Serrato instead reserved a motion for attorney's fees and costs, as he should. As he should. Days later, in a recorded interview on November 9th, 2025, Mr. Serrato acknowledged receiving petitioner's emergency communications and explained, we did not respond. I did not want to give her a chance to give her anything to respond to. He does not have to respond to you. Just because you're playing lawyer on your own time does not mean that he is required to respond to you. I think Omar was getting emails all the time before the hearing. Judge Gold made sure to cover all the bases by providing a Zoom link, even though she told Lowe she had to be there in person. Privately retained reporter. Once she's convicted for perjury, no court will ever take her seriously. And went to court. Shocking. He did his job, right? Also, again, this is why you hire a lawyer, so that things are filed correctly. So you have a snowball chance in hell of getting the rulings that you want. All vague. Purposefully. Exactly. Right, like it's Omar's obligation. Omar does not have to answer shit from her. He does not. He is not required at all. Unless it has to do per Mike's case. Per Mike's case. Period. Laura can send all the unhinged emails that she wants to Omar. He is not required to respond. Period. Post-dismissal events counsel recorded statements, the withdrawn $109,633.98 fee motion, and the media appearances. Media appearances. Him on YouTube? We know you're watching. We get it. Post-dismissal events, counsel record statements, the withdrawn. Oh, I already read that. Duh. On November 18th of 2025, in a publicly posted interview, Mr. Serrato said of this appeal, "I'm not worried about her appeal. Let her appeal. Luckily, because the judge didn't make us make a record, her options for appeal are severely limited. An uphill battle for her." Okay, and he's allowed to... You do not have a DVRO on Omar. Omar is allowed to speak on his opinion of the case, which is so funny to me because you had no problem when your lawyer, David Gingras, was speaking his opinions on the case, on his appeal, or on your appeal with Clayton, and on your case with Clayton. You're allowed to do that. They are allowed to do that. On April 29th, 2026, respondent filed a motion under Family Code Section 6344 seeking $109,633.98 in attorney's fees and costs arising from the dismissed renewal proceeding, set for hearing on July 20th of 2026. On May 6th of 2026, petitioner served a written objection documenting defects in the motion, including that the supporting billing statement submitted under oath contained entries describing events that had not yet occurred on the dates billed, an August 6th, 2025 entry billing for a review of a criminal indictment under a case number not assigned until November 5th of 2025. An August 19th of 2025 entry billing for research concerning a bankruptcy adversary proceeding not filed until January 9th of 2026, and an August 14th, 2025 entry billing a conference with co-counsel, although Ms. Juarez did not associate into the case, until October 31st of 2025. And that the sole witness declaration supporting the motion's theory that petitioner had feigned her incapacity. The declaration of Kristen Hardeen, Exhibit 11 to the fee motion, described observations at a Scottsdale equestrian venue on October 21st, October 22nd, 2025, that official USEF competition records and contemporaneous transport records established could not have occurred on those dates. The next day, May 7th, 2026, respondent withdrew the motion without prejudice and filed a procedural posture correction acknowledging a misstatement in the motion. No correction of the Hardeen declaration has ever been filed. Okay. Right, just start packing up the casita. A lawyer is not supposed to give his legal opinion in a public place. Not anybody but hers, I guess. Lawyers are allowed to talk about their own cases. They can say whatever they want. They can say how they feel about how the case is going. He's allowed to talk about those things. I wish I was as smart as Laura thinks she is. None of anything that happened after the court date has Zippo to do with the hearing that she is trying to... Right, and that's why I'm reading this. Like, what does this have to do with anything? Omar wanted his attorney's fees. That's a whole separate thing. That is separate. Respondents' attorneys also appeared in public interviews and media segments characterizing the procedural dismissal as a decision on the merits and suggesting the 2018 and 2020 orders had been undone, although those orders were never vacated, and respondent himself appeared in a segment on Inside Edition. These appearances were followed by a wave of harassing messages directed at petitioner. Do we have the evidence of that? Anybody? Do we have evidence? Because the mistake was related to the bankruptcy proceeding, not the declaration. She is, I love when you say this, she is the sun, and we are mere stars orbiting her glory. How dare Omar say otherwise? Also, Omar's bill has only Mike to be responsible to not... What? This court has authority to complete and correct its record and is the right court to do it. Every court has the power to amend and control its process and records so that they conform to the truth. The clerk's transcript on appeal is built from the document, filed or lodged in the Superior Court. And the Court of Appeal may augment the record only with documents filed or lodged in the case in Superior Court. The relief, therefore, must begin here. Materials that were before this court by email but never filed must be ordered, filed, or lodged in this court before the Court of Appeal can consider them part of the record. Nobody considers your, oh my God, your word is not a part of the record. You emailing somebody that you're having a procedure under anesthesia is not part of the record. Okay, finally here. I was so worried you'd run out of Laura. No thanks, we'll be here forever. Right. Focus on your 14 felony counts. Oh, I'm so glad you read it in the right way. What? I have returned. The vets are very close to me, and I only ever see one. Oh, and now I'm on 2 times. Welcome back. This is written so weird. It makes me yawn. No, I know. I'm very tired today, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry. Is the only one who should care about Omar's billing. Right. That's true. The reviewing court retains parallel authority to order corrections and to direct this case to settle disputes about omissions. But the efficient first step is in this court. The completeness of the trial court record is not a technicality. The Supreme Court has called it crucial to a litigant's ability to obtain meaningful appellate review. A reviewing court that cannot see what the trial court knew cannot decide whether the trial court acted within its discretion. Argument. The November 4th, 5th communication and supporting documents should be ordered, filed, or lodged and included in the record. Please don't be sorry. You're human for Gus. Thank you. I cannot party anymore. The materials described in sections 2B through 2E above are the contemporaneous written communications of November 4th and 5th, 2025. Messages this court itself sent, received, and answered. They didn't answer anything. They did not answer a thing. They said we have your shitty emails. Thanks for flooding the inbox. They said that they got the emails. That doesn't mean that they were answered. There was no answer. 3 to 5 business days. Ain't that the fucking truth? Together with the flight confirmation and the hospital records substantiating the emergency. What emergency? What emergency? They are not new evidence assembled for appeal. They are what was actually before the court when it ruled. And guess what? Not everything that comes before the court gets documented. Not everything is fucking evidence. Oh my God. They go directly to question the dismissal presents on appeal. What the court knew when it dismissed, whether petitioner's absence was willful or excused, and whether... Excused? This isn't school. This isn't fucking high school. You don't get excused absences from court when a court orders you to be there in person because you didn't show up before, because it's obvious to the court that you don't fucking take them seriously. Which is why they said, you better fucking be here. Oh my God. Then the record should also reflect that the original October date set for trial, Lowe was horse jumping. Right. Right. To needing days to recover happens as quickly as not being able to see shit. Right. I'm still hungover. She of all people should know that doing things outside of business hours is not cool, right? The court's response to her emails was the equivalent. Right. Okay. Right. For a case she filed. I mean, this is the biggest thing. You want an excused absence for a case you filed against a man who you said took you within inches of your life. Bye, everybody. Bye, Astro Nerd. There are programs that will evaluate if a document is written by ChatGPT. Oh, I'll keep listening, though. All right, I'll try to stop yelling. They go directly to the questions the dismissal presents on appeal, what the court knew when it dismissed, and whether petitioner's absence was willful or excused, and whether a brief continuance rather than dismissal and dissolution of the protective order was the appropriate response. The illness of a party is recognized good cause for continuance. Sure. Yeah. I'm sure it would be recognized for a good cause for a continuance if you hadn't done this 8,000 other times. I picture her yelling back at you. Because Rule 8.1 limits augmentation to documents filed or lodged in the Superior Court, petitioner asks this court to order the identified materials filed or lodged nunc pro tunc as the dates they were received, and to direct the clerk to include them in the clerk's transcript. She's like, hey, I brought in my homework late. Can you just add it? It was, and was continued to the November date, right? The November 5th minute order, the only memorialization of the dismissal, should be corrected to reflect the notifications the court had received and acknowledged. She wants fucking read receipts for her emails. Because no final order was ever prepared, the minute entry is the entire official account of the disposition, which makes its accuracy a matter of real consequence. As written, it records the effect, non-appearance, while omitting the cause the court had already acknowledged in writing. Ugh. A hospitalization then in progress communicated to the court twice before the hearing. Petitioner asks that the minute order be corrected or supplemented to reflect 1, the court's pre-hearing receipt and written acknowledgement of her medical emergency notifications. They did not acknowledge your medical emergency. They didn't acknowledge any of that. They acknowledged that they received an email from you. That was it. Miss Owens, we have your email. Thank you. That's it. They didn't acknowledge your medical emergency. They didn't acknowledge that you weren't going to be there. They didn't acknowledge anything other than the email was received. Right. They had already accommodated her. She doesn't get an infinite number of delays. The court's pre-hearing receipt and written acknowledgement of her medical emergency notifications. And 2, her written objection and non-waiver regarding the court reporter. The correction does not change the disposition. It conforms the record to the truth, which is what Section 128 empowers this court to do, and what procedural fairness, particularly for self-represented litigant in a family matter law, requires. And then she cites Elkins versus Superior Court. C. Completing the record is essential to meaningful appellate review, a prejudice respondent's own counsel has described on camera. The prejudice from the incomplete record is not speculative. The two-party who benefits from it described it publicly. Mr. Serrato's November 18th statement, quote, luckily, the absence of a record leaves petitioner's appellate options severely limited. And his number 9 acknowledgement that counsel deliberately chose not to respond to the emergency communications together confirm that the record as it stands conceals rather than presents the facts a reviewing court would need. The Court of Appeal should not be asked to review the dismissal on a record its beneficiary has celebrated as inadequate. Hi, Jane Bow. The most important. Everything that lady said is bullshit. Period. That's our motion. That's our new motion. The stakes extend to the merits petitioner never got to present. Renewal of a DVRO turns on the protected party's reasonable apprehension of future abuse and conduct short of physical violence can strongly support renewal. You know, I want to say something right here. So this got dismissed, right? In when? November of 2025. Okay? It is now June of 2026. I think Mike, by ignoring her existence and staying away from her with a dismissed DVRO, should be able to tell the court that he does not need to have one on him. He wants nothing to do with her. This has been dismissed for 7 months, almost 8 months. He has not gone anywhere near her. He doesn't want to be anywhere near her. He has not called her. He has not been in the vicinity of her. So if anything, him having a DVRO released off of him for the past 8 months should prove to the court that he does not need one against him. The stakes extend to the merits petitioner. Oh, I just read that. Okay. The inquiry was never reached. The request was dismissed and the protective order dissolved 26 minutes into the morning calendar. While the protected party was in the hospital bed, the court knew about. A record that hides those facts converts a procedural dismissal into an effectively unreviewable merits outcome. The proper procedure for her to follow after dismissal would have been to file a motion to vacate the dismissal and cite grounds for it. If that was denied, then you appeal the denial. After hours, respond, thank you. And whose fault is that? Hers, right. Should be a new medical. Why would Omar be obligated to tell the court the exact same info she already emailed to the court? Right. Hi, Toadette. When is Greg's? I don't know about Greg's. I don't know when that's over. California law does not let gaps in the record created through no fault of the appellant extinguish appellate rights that way. Due process violated where the manner in which proceedings ended made prejudice impossible to assess. D, the post-dismissal materials belong in the record as well. Do they? Let's find out. He is on the witness list to testify against her in July and August and will have to be in an Arizona court again. However, that is through the court. Who's MG Law? They're here? Hi. So it's fine if he has to be in the Arizona court if he's under subpoena by the criminal court. He's not around her in person. He's not willfully going up to her. He's not calling her. He's not emailing her. He's not reaching out to her through social media. He would be court ordered to testify. That's very different. I mean, I know what you're saying because, she would say, well, he's going to be there in the court. But he's not anywhere close to her. He hasn't been anywhere close to her for 8 months. And he's had the DVRO lifted. The post-dismissal materials belong in the record as well. The fee motion packet. Respondent's April 29th, 2026 motion. It's supporting exhibits, including the billing statement and the Hardeen Declaration described in Section 2G, the May 7th, 2026 withdrawal papers, and the procedural posture correction. What does this have to do with your DVRO. Omar is asking for attorney's fees. That has nothing to do with your DVRO that fucking got dismissed. God, I hate you. It doesn't stop her from trying. You're right. You're right. I know that's what she's thinking, though. I know. MG Law is the best guy on here. He's a real lawyer and the best. Hi. Let's talk. Oh, that's after hours. Wait, after hours, are you MG Law? Damn it. I'm so confused. I love talking to real lawyers. I'm not one. I just pretend to play one on YouTube. It's not true. I don't. I just like to sound smart by reading documents. Was filed in this action, so no lodging order is needed. Petitioner asks only that the clerk be directed to include it in the clerk's transcript. Why? Or that her designation deemed to amended to add it. The packet bears on the consequences still flowing from the dismissal. The motion was withdrawn without prejudice, which means he could bring it back again. The court is holding July 20th, 2026 for its refiling, and its documented defects remain unadjudicated. Petitioner does not ask this court to rule on those defects here. She only asks that the papers evidencing them travel with the record. Why? The court knew she hadn't asked Arizona for permission to go to the clerk. Right. But, well, that was the first time. But, Stephanie, that's exactly how I hear it. But, the only issue before the appellate court is whether the trial court's dismissal without granting continuance constitutes an abuse of discretion. Facts surrounding the merits of the DVRO aren't relevant. Also, the fact that Omar is asking for attorney fees, not relevant. Anything that Omar said about the case, not relevant. God. Hey.
This girl is crazy. She is pursuing a DVRO that we all know is false, that there is evidence it is false. She is basically pushing to add more felonies to her list.
Thank you for that 10, Lyle. I appreciate you. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know how she keeps going with this. Also, if I had 14 felony counts against me and I was looking down the pipeline of taking a plea deal or going to fucking jail, Mike Marraccini would be the last thing on my mind. And the fact that she's holding so tight to this tells me, the more that I read this stuff, it tells me that she's going to trial. She is going to die on these hills. She cannot admit that none of this is true. No matter how many texts we have, no matter how many emails, no matter the TED Talk, what's the word? The outtakes, no matter any of it. You can put all of that evidence in her face and none of it matters. 14 felonies is crazy. It is crazy. Petitioner further requests inclusion to the extent the court deems them part of complete record of the post-dismissal public statements identified in her declaration. Counsel's 2 recorded admissions and the media characterizations of the procedural dismissal as merits determination, which bear on the candor owed to this court when the matter was called, and the ongoing disturbance of the peace inquiry that governs renewal. What? Counsel's 2 recorded admissions and the media characterizations of the procedural dismissal as merits determination. Who cares? Omar can say whatever he wants. It's her long-term goal. Family bankruptcy and DVRO. Right. She's locked into her victim narrative, and Jan's enabled her so much she doesn't care. Yeah, it's all she has, I guess. I'm shocked I have enough signal to watch. Middle of nowhere. Where are you at, brother? That's like one pregnancy abortion. She ain't scared. We might as well on the Hill preemptively. Here lies. She was feloniously full of shit. Yeah, it's insane. Her filing this isn't the flux she thinks it is. There were MCAO investigators at the SF courthouse when she was supposed to be there, so all of this doing is putting a giant spotlight on her lies. Well, that's the thing, right? One of the safest places you could be is the courthouse. Like, but yet she can do whatever, right? And making them a part of the record, and I love that for her. I don't want to get too far into Gingras. I've already talked about this. Obviously, he's going through a hard time. It's not on me to shit on him, right? However, she talks about his Omar's recorded admissions and the media characterizations, right? Her lawyer, when it was David Gingras, went out into the media, went out into the public, and talked so much shit about what he thought was going to happen with their cases, about the judges, about all of this stuff. Obviously, you're allowed to do that. I mean, the way he did it is not necessarily ethical. Omar is allowed to have a public opinion on a case that he's in. He is absolutely allowed to do that. Expedited consideration on the papers is warranted. Do it right now. Do it right now. This motion raises documentary questions only. Whether identified written materials were before the court and should be made a part of the record. No testimony or argument is needed. Expedition is warranted because petitioner's opening brief in the pending appeal is due imminently and cannot fairly be written until the contents of the record are settled. Good cause exists to shorten time. Respondents' counsel have been served and may respond in writing. Prompt resolution prejudices no one, while delay forces petitioner to brief appeal. On a record that omits the dispositive facts. Conclusion. Oh, God. Can't be the judge on this case. You don't want me as a judge. My face. Mm-mm. And I can't be quiet. Because I'd be like, what? What the fuck? Oh, God. And all the people covering this case were, yes. Yes. Petitioner respectfully does nothing. Petitioner respectfully requests that the court issue an order. Deeming filed or lodged nunc pro tunc, am I saying that right? As the dates received, the November 4th through 5th, 2025 written communications identified in this motion and authenticated in the declaration of Laura Owens, including the court's November 4th reporter email, petitioner's non-waiver, objection, and reliance emails, the reporter-related communications between court staff and respondents' counsel, the court's 4:49 p.m. November 4th confirmation that the matter remained on the calendar, the flight confirmation, petitioner's 2 medical emergency notifications, including her offer of HIPAA releases to the court and opposing counsel, and court's staff 2 written acknowledgments, together with the petitioner's hospital records. Please put in everything that I said. Thanks. You're doing great, honey. I see you at Barry's. Right. The court just needs to do whatever she wants to do. Directing the clerk to include all such materials together with respondent's April 29th, 2026 attorney's fees motion and supporting exhibits, the papers reflecting its May 7th, 2026 withdrawal without prejudice, and the related procedural posture correction in the clerk's transcript in court of appeal number whatever, and transmit them by supplemental clerk transcript if the record has already been certified. Correcting or supplementing the November 5th, 2025 minute order The only memorialization of the dismissal to reflect the court's pre-hearing receipt and written acknowledgement of petitioner's medical emergency notifications and hospitalization, and B, petitioner's written objection and non-waiver of her statutory right to an official court reporter, including to the extent the court deems them part of the complete record, the post-dismissal public statements identified herein, Exhibit E. Deciding this motion on the papers on shortened time in light of the pending appellate briefing deadline, and granting such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. And this was on June 7th of 2026. June 7th. Strong getting your friend to call school and say they're your mom and you're ill and won't be in school today because stuff. Thank you, Jack. How are you? I hope this judge replies with denied. Gonna drop this as I wander in my office. I bet you the First Amendment covers all of Omar's speech except anything under an active gag order. Love to all. Exactly. Exactly. Her new name, Desperado. Hi, Ms. Wings. How are you? Remember, she knows all of this, but not what a CEO gives. What a CEO is, give me a break, right? Right. Does this now become a part of court record because she wrote it and sent it to them? I don't know. The fact that this was written and signed on June 7th. Almost 20 days before you're supposed to take your plea deal. What are you doing? I want to know when someone is looking at 14 felony counts, why is this your priority? It doesn't make any sense. Happy to have you, Hound Servant. Low is a heartbeat away from being Taylor Parker from Maternal Instinct. I need to watch that. Let me write that down. I'll watch that tonight. We could talk about that. Maternal Instinct. I need to put up my teleprompter. Imagine the scene and the fit she will throw when they pronounce her guilty and whatever the sentence is. They come up and put the cuffs on her. I don't know. I've drafted Laura follow-up to this motion as she waits for a response. Oh, God. All right, so where we left off yesterday, which is why I started the stream today before I got this, where we left off yesterday was the fact that Laura was in inpatient and outpatient doing that thing. And if Mike doesn't do what he needs to do, excuse me. One last hail, Dave. If Mike doesn't do what she wants to do, then she is threatening to take her own life. Are you trying to logic? I know. Who has to respond to this? I'm not sure anybody. I don't know. Scamanda was another good one. Thank you. Thinking at the vets, two thoughts. One, Low works at McDonald's. T-shirt should say, do you want vocal fries? Do you want vocal fries? Oh, God. Is on Netflix and is scary. All right, I'll watch it. And we could talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love ya. Tomorrow.
Hi. It's a bit loud. Mike, you've meant everything to me. Your well-being, your happiness. I've genuinely tried and I've failed miserably. I came to the conclusion last week that I will never get being a good girlfriend, quote, right, and having a family down the line is a goal I've had for my life since I was little. But I just keep screwing it up. And I've realized that maybe some people are just not meant to live long and have families. I am causing you and your family and my family so much pain by being around, and it's not fair to anyone anymore. For as much as I try, I will always screw up, even though my intentions have always been good. But I don't want you to feel hurt and upset at me all the time, and really don't think there's anything I can do to rectify my actions. I truly took you for your words this weekend, and I feel absolutely broken. I don't want to go on continuously making mistakes and embarrassing myself, all while unintentionally hurting people on the way. And I have genuinely come to the conclusion that this world and the people in my lives would be a tremendous amount better without me in them. I'm sorry for any pain I have caused and promise you I will get rid of myself so there won't be more pain for you. And you can find happiness because you deserve it more than anyone I know.
We talked about this yesterday, and she talks about how she just keeps getting it wrong, how she's unintentionally hurting people. And then she places all the blame of her maybe not existing on mic. So that's great. Boo, tomato, tomato. Exactly. I think the reason she knows Mike has had it the worst. The evidence he has is the worst. Yeah. You know, I just can't imagine having that much evidence thrown in your face and you're still doubling down. You know what's interesting to me, though, is I've never seen her respond to any of the evidence. Because if that was me, if you came out, okay, let's say anybody in the chat came out with DMs or text messages, and they were like, Bacon Bear said XYZ, blah, 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 blah. If that was truly me, right? And I truly said those things and I didn't believe like what I was saying against you, I would take those. I mean, she's got a blog, right? I would take those, put them up on my screen, and I would try to dispute whatever I thought wasn't true. Like that. I mean, why? She never argues against any legitimate evidence. It's sick. Yeah, it's sick. Unintentionally, hardly, right? Got a call and came back to our girl. Oh, God. She needs a job where she gets paid per word. From the depths of my soul, I know people who had loved ones either attempt or complete self-deletion, and using that as a form of control makes you scum. Yep. I agree. We need Jack Fox on this email. Let's go. Question mark. All right. Do we know if Omar will have the opportunity to write a response to this grotesque filing? I don't know if he has to. I don't know if that's on him. Maybe to object. Hi, Maddie. I don't know if he has to. Laura Owens claims to have had counseling session and where she appears to be introspective about her actions. I'm sure.
I'm so looking forward to seeing you, I can't even stand it. I can't wait to start our new journey together and be the person I've always intended to be, but haven't. I learned today that I have let so many insecurities and my desire to be perfect interfere with our relationship and realized you have never asked me to be perfect, but rather just to be myself. What I am grateful for with us from my counseling session on relationships today. You accepting me flaws and all. The way I feel your unconditional love, your kind and selfless heart, how I am always learning something from you, your patience with me, and your belief in me to be a better and stronger person, even when I gave up on myself. I am seeing myself as a worthy person and partner now, and realize I have a lot to give to you and haven't seen yet. I want to do all the therapy sessions tomorrow, so I will leave at 4 and be back by 5 or 5:30. Really just can't wait to hold you and see your smile / make you smile. XOXOXOXOXO. All okay? I hope I didn't say something wrong there.
You didn't say anything wrong. I've been busy and I'm just getting in bed.
Did you read what I wrote?
I did. It's very nice. It sounds like just a couple of days has helped quite a bit.
Yes, it has. I'm trying.
So she goes to therapy, she does some introspection, and then he doesn't answer, and then she goes back to exactly who she is as a person. Hello? Did you read it? Did you read it? Did you see what I said to you? Did you? Oh, God. I'm shy, and it's okay to be shy. Love that. I can write Omar's response to this filing. Cool story, bro. Yeah, it's very sick. The whole thing is very sick. From offered to provide my HIPAA calls or details, and I can't wait to begin our journey. Everything is an intention, not an action. Right. She does very much live. It's interesting because her behavior is all self-satisfying right now, but everything she talks about is future. There is no present living for her. It's a very interesting mindset because she's got to take. And she's kind of like, she's just always this dog chasing the car, right? When we get to this point, when we do this, there's always the next step. There's never right now. Have I missed her giving up on them being co-dog owners? Maybe. She makes my eyes cross on their own. I think it's fine to augment with her email and her objection to the court reporter. It will make no difference. Her desire to be perfect is like my desire to be Beyonce. I mean, goals. Bye, Malin. His unconditional love for her. He hasn't even said he loved her in one text in 9 months, right? Wowing us with all her TEDx level storytelling. I'm really late, but after watching the stream yesterday, may Dave be with you. Dear God. Hi, Heather. How are you? I hope to heaven that a DA in San Francisco is looking into her. She should be charged there as well. Just another day of the same crap. Right. Mm-hmm. Got to teach a class. Hi, Stevie. That's how she keeps Mike on the hook for so long, promising what will be, hoping he doesn't notice what is. She wants everything to go according to her script, to the play, the character of her story. There's never right now because right now sucks. She sucks. So she has to create the illusion of one day. Yeah, it's just interesting. There's no enjoyment of time right now, yet she strives so hard to be, how do I explain it? Like, she wants self-gratification right now. So this is Laura claims of inpatient treatment have been debunked by Lauren Knighty. Watch the video here, which is what we'll do. Lauren, I love Lauren.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Lauren?
How's it going? So I wasn't planning on streaming tonight, and then this stuff just kind of came up. So as you know, her texts and stuff can be kind of exhausting. We will be talking about Laura Owens and Michael Marraccini, and some stuff that's come to light today in Reddit posts, and it was submitted by. Hold on, it was requested that I say the user's actual name. I hump, you hump, we hump.
Hold on. This is 2 hours long, so we might have to watch this in another stream. But what we do know is that Lauren does like social work. So she would understand better about inpatient treatment. So that's something we could watch on a different day. So I'll put that down as maybe we could watch it tomorrow because it's a 2-hour stream. So Lauren inpatient, because I don't have 2 hours right now. But we'll write that for sure. Anyone placing bets on Thursday BK motion hearing, show or no show? Isn't there another document that they're trying to get that pushed out from the 18th? Am I wrong? Her positive self is in the future, but Mike needs to validate her instantly. It's, oh, God, it's exhausting. Oh, God, I just realized maybe I was meant to spend my life filing malicious lawsuits and bankrupting my family. You know? Some people, you got to have goals. You got to have goals. Laura Owens tells Michael Marraccini her father's liver cancer has metastasized. So is she out now? Is that what we're doing? I don't. Ugh. Yes, I missed it. Would love to watch it here. Okay, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll watch the inpatient video. And we will do that on stream. So that will be tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
I'm so sorry it didn't go well. Still so proud of you. And hopefully we can work hard on the radio stuff next week and make big money. Also, wanted to send these to you. I'm just eating breakfast, but I had a session this morning and it got me thinking. What are things I can do / work on that would make you proud to be with me? I'm going to talk about answers to that in my individual session next. Any suggestions that I should address? Just not
thinking ahead so much and not always getting caught up on a title. You overanalyze the boyfriend and girlfriend comment. You think since that is said that I'm seeing other women and doing stuff behind your back. When in reality, I'm very private and our situation hasn't been normal.
Yeah, and I want us to be normal ASAP. I'm not having the easiest of days. Today has been very intense. I'm sorry I have been such a pain. I feel awful about it, and I take all the responsibility. I trust you and know you aren't doing anything behind my back and will really try to get off your case on so many things that I have brought up in the past. I'm really sorry. I haven't meant to be such a disappointment, but I know I have been. I hope you will accept my apology. Sad face, sad face. Can you please text me back? I just got the worst news ever.
I accept your apology, smiley face. What happened?
My dad's cancer metastasized to the liver and prostate, and they're not sure what else. I guess my parents wanted to tell me while I'm here so I could talk to someone about it. I guess they found out last night.
I'm sorry to hear about that. That's terrible. And you know what's interesting about this is, so she's having an emergency with her dad, right? And she wants him to be there for her for every little moment that she's suffering, like with her dad and his health. But when his dad was going through what his dad was going through and he was there with his family in the hospital, the only thing she wanted to cause was chaos. More crickets, please. Oh, God. Requires a hearing on extension of the automatic stay to be held within 30 days of filing the case. Continuance should not be available. So, hold on one second. Let me see what I saw. I saw it in the Discord. Let me just bring it up real quick to make sure that I don't have that mixed up. So it was in the Discord of filings. Hearing rescheduled for 6/18 at 10:30. Oh, okay. That's what it was. So it was notice of rescheduled hearing. That's what I saw. I'm sorry. Be normal now. She did, in fact, not take responsibility. She was so close to saying what she could do for him, but no, it's still about her. Mike is the young boy blinking at the camera. Right. All she wants to do is get him back in bed to fake another pregnancy, another emergency. Mike is ignoring me. Right. So then Ron has to come in. She will use everything to look at me opportunity. Yeah, it just makes me so sad. Like, he was suffering with real things that were happening, and she just wanted to, absolutely tornado his life. And it's so sad. Laura Owens claims to still be doing therapy. And that Ron has Merkel cell cancer that has spread to his liver, independent from the right prostate cancer, and says it's absolutely horrific. What is Merkel cell cancer? What is Merkel cell cancer? Is a rare, highly aggressive form of skin cancer that develops in the outer layer of the skin. It typically presents as a fast-growing, painless, shiny red, purple, or flesh-colored bump, frequently appearing on the sun-exposed areas like the head, neck, and arms. But it can spread quickly, metastasize to distant organs and lymph nodes. Early detection and treatment are crucial. Oh. Hi, Amy. Hi, Bishan. She's still luring with that fake radio broadcast. He was suffering with real life loss while she bulldozed her way over his entire life. Yeah, it's just I don't understand. I don't understand how you do that to somebody either.
I'm doing the outpatient therapy now. I think I need it today. I'm not having the easiest of days today, and I'm trying to do the right thing. I came to meet my parents at the oncologist, and I'm going to meet with a therapist at 5. It is such bad stuff with my dad. The Merkel cell cancer that spread to his liver is independent from the right prostate cancer. It's absolutely horrible.
As his stepdad is like dying. And yet Ron is still here. I'm curious as to how many of the illnesses of Ron are actually true. The DSM-5 has entered the chat. 11 USC 362 C3B. What is that? Is that what you were saying earlier? Let's see. Several important messages are sent this day. Laura Owens mentions the radio stuff and that she'll push for a good salary for Michael Marraccini. Next, she says she's going to take a road trip for Christmas so she's not upsetting people like I know I will. Laura Owens then claims to have received a text from David Katz in regards to the radio stuff. Oh, Lord.
Thank you for being so open and honest and letting me into your world a little bit more. It means a lot. I'm going to be getting you updates tomorrow on the radio stuff and see how much I can push for a good salary for you. But baby, I am just filled with so much appreciation and love for you right now. I care about you so tremendously much. I want to give you the world. Also, my dad said he didn't hear from Natalie, but could you let me know what you thought to my text? Truly feel so much love for you in my heart. My soul right now feels beautiful. Did I say something wrong? Was I too pushy? Crying emoji? I'm just trying to express what's in my heart. Sad face. I literally always say the wrong thing. I'm sorry. It always comes off needy instead of loving to you. I'm such a fucking waste of people's time and energy. LOL. Oh! I'm really truly sorry. Such a pain in the ads. I think I need to just take the car in the morning and go on a road trip so I'm not upsetting people for Christmas like I know I will. Turning my phone off, then come back Monday. I'm sure everyone will have a much better time if I'm not acting all needy and dumb. So that's my plan now, is to leave early and then do that.
Huh? What the fuck is going on?
I just say the wrong thing and stress everyone And it's not fair to the family for you to talk to me over Christmas, so I'm just gonna go on a road trip. I mean, how fucking embarrassing that I send you texts like these. You don't want them. I'm just way too open and I need to stop. But baby, I'm just so filled with appreciation and love for you right now. I care about you so tremendously much. I want to give you the world. Just got this from Agent David. Hi, Laura. I'd really like to talk, but can we wait a few days? Just today did we close down for the year and begin end of year vacation. I just need a few days of no talking business to recharge. If it's okay, I'll call Mike early next week. David.
Virtual juror, I'm going to email you today. I have been recovering from a party this weekend. Virtual juror. Okay. You are on my list. Do it. Okay. Oh my God. Rod trip. Crickets are chef's kiss. Oh God. Too early for that low voice. Sorry. 7 to 15 months for that kind of cancer. How long ago was this email? He had cancer, this kind of cancer, 15 of 2016. They better show up. They're the ones who requested a hearing, aren't they? But they don't want to be embarrassed. No amount of money. Can extend auto stay for repeat debtor who previously filed within a year. Stay expires after 30 days unless uninterested party proves second case filed in good faith. Okay. Bye then. Drive safe. I was sad to see David Katz was not on the Maricopa City witness list, but understand since this is California, and that's not their purview. Shits her pants on the stage. Your heart is black and moldy. Oh, she's faking going to a therapist. I think so. Love bomb, communication, avalanche, fake any all medical conditions, threaten, sue, play victim. Right. Well, we've talked about this before, Barbecue Queen. In a lot of times that we've talked about Laura, it's very clear that love and relationship things are transactional. It's all very transactional. She's claiming she's in therapy. I think she's out of it now. I think she's at home at this point. You don't need to make so many announcements. She's a whole house. But family time was a fun time. How do you jump emotions? She said because of her dad, she's eager to start a few. Yeah, it's tiring. It's tiring. Wait, did she misspell Hanukkah as Christmas? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about what they celebrate or how they do that. She knows how horrible she is, and she's telling Mike exactly what she is doing, hoping that he will give her affirmations and tell her she's wonderful. 10 years. David Katz is the character name of a TV agent lawyer. Yeah. When she's being self-aware, humble queen, and he doesn't reply, it gets crazy. Yeah, me and Virtual Juror had a couple emails back and forth, and then I had ADHD, and then my sister's grad party happened, and then I have been hungover for 3 days. So I'm so sorry. But I'm going to get back to you. I have an idea. I have been brainstorming behind the scenes, and I have an idea on how we can come together. Come together right now over me. Laura Owens claims this Christmas, yes, celebrating Christmas, not Hanukkah, is extremely difficult for her family because we all know this is going to be the last one with my dad, implying Ron is going to pass away within the next year. I gotta tell you, I would be so fucking pissed if my kid was just fucking killing me this many times. I'd be like, why are you putting this into the universe? Why are you doing this? Hey, chat. We're going to figure something out. We're going to do it. I promise. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to Dave. Oh. Cancer, fake therapy, fake Laura, fake. Oh, Laura Faker. Unconditional love is between a parent and child. Love between adults is conditional upon mutual respect and is far more complicated than unconditional love. Yes. Yes. I agree with that. I have unconditional love for my kids. And my love for my husband, is conditional based on our mutual respect. Because there are things that my husband could do, or my kids could do that my husband couldn't do and get away with. Like, it's different. That's right. I hate that she makes the dad's illness all about her. Yeah, I'm like that too, Stephanie. I go back and forth. Dave Neal said something about her being like, oh, yeah. No, I know about that. But also Clayton said something and they said that he was anti-Semitic. 2 times. Okay, so I have to tell you, my stepdad was on hospice, and in 2007, he was in a coma, and he had like a tube down his throat, and I went to go visit him, and I'm like, listen, you either got to die this time or you got to fucking come back. I can't fucking do this shit. I can't. And I asked him too, because he's alive now, and I asked him, I'm like, did you hear me when I said that to you? He was like, no. And I was like, well, hose long. Hose long. I love that. Karen Reed, shout out. David Katz was a real agent for Ron. Yeah, didn't seem to care about that.
Hey, I've taken the time since we talked to write down some thoughts, and I wanted to share them with you. This Christmas is extremely difficult for my family because we all know this is going to be the last one with my dad. That is no excuse to take it out on you or anyone else, and if anything, I need to be enjoying this one more than I ever have. But it has been an undertone all week within my family, and it's been hard. You don't deserve to be bombarded with text messages. If you don't respond immediately, and I know my words don't mean anything if they aren't followed through by actions. I wouldn't want that for the rest of my life either, so I know exactly where you're coming from. And I know I have 2 choices. 1, stop doing it and be more patient, or 2, lose you eventually. Obviously, I picked choice number 1. You mean a tremendous amount to me, as I have overstated, and you being happy to be with me and looking forward to talking, seeing me, means the world to me. Personally, I wouldn't look forward to seeing me with the way I have been, so I can put myself in your shoes and understand where you are coming from. I promise I will change and show you that with my actions. We have a wonderful week and trip coming up, and so many steps after that to get to where we would want to be, but I am definitely going to step up my game. I cannot wait to have the trip of a lifetime, and I promise you, it will be wonderful together.
So one thing I want to say is I grew up in a very chaotic household, and we've talked about this a lot. Like I've grew up in a very tumultuous household, and my life revolved around chaos. And that's a very hard it's a very hard cycle to get out of, because you don't know, you are just in fight or flight all the time. I'm more of a fight than I am a flight, but you don't know how to get out of it. And when I first met my husband and we started living a normal, even keeled life, it was almost like a bucking bronco. Like, I didn't know how to navigate a life that didn't have consistent chaos. And I don't know if she grew up I don't know what her house was like, but it seems that she cannot live a day if there isn't just some sort of chaotic event happening. Let's see. Justice for Mr. Goddammit. Boo, tomato, tomato. Because his stepdad died. This is her lure. Love that she's deleting her dad and he's still here. 10 years ago, he's still alive. Eventually, this is hitting close to home for me too. Grandma passed in 2007 for ovarian cancer. Father-in-law recently diagnosed metastatic melanoma that spread to liver, kidneys, and lungs while she's faking killing her dad. Right. Isn't this while his stepdad had been dying? Not yet. So I think he doesn't get that call about a stepdad until Iceland. And he has to come home, and then he's with his dad when his dad or his stepdad passes. Despite lack of interest, that I don't know. Not me. I'd love to go to Iceland. Would I in a billion years risk her rocking up to it after all these messages? Nah, nope, 9. I know someone mentioned the movie Obsession and Low yesterday, but same, as I watched it, I thought of Laura Owens. She's not normal, she's evil, and she's going to get worse if it isn't stopped. Is it considered chaotic if your mother cheats on your dad or disappears for a week at a time without telling their grade school aged kid? Anxiety can be addictive. Yeah, that's true. My in-laws have that dynamic, and it's exhausting. Hi, Tiff. Reactions to trauma, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. It can change depending on what's going on. Yep. Iceland, or was it Dubai? I thought it was after Iceland. I could be wrong. She has written blogs, but it's the same arguments with the same proof, which we have, which shows she lies. You feel like chaos is normal. You seek it to create it until you change the cycle. I have to tell you, too, like, when I was in the beginning stages of my husband, like, I used to have these really volatile arguments with my mom. And it's hard to get out of that because it is very much an addiction. You get like a high from it. You get this high, and then it started just taking over my life. And I'm like, oh, I can choose to live this way and I don't have to. Iceland and then Dubai. My friend is going to Iceland for the big solar eclipse. That's awesome. They raised $14,000 for him, I believe. Even her parents, they've blown up their old lives trying to. I can't imagine trying to send my adult child out in the world when they act like this. Oh, God. So the next one is Laura says her psychiatrist was put her on a new medication, promising immediate results.
I just had an appointment with my psychiatrist. She's putting me on a new medicine starting in the morning that's supposed to be great. And I should have immediate results from.
I'm curious as to what the medication is. Laura Owens talks about how she and Michael Marraccini can tell their future children about the amazing trip they're about to take. After no response, she claims her horse, Tigger, has broken his leg and will likely have to put down. Good God. Good day. I said good day. I think he passed right after Dubai. Okay. A psych would not likely. Right. A psych would be like, that's a great point. Oh, that's not what I want. No. Oh, no. Right. A psych would be like, all right, we're going to give you 6 to 8 weeks. Let us know, and document how you feel. I didn't even think about that because when I got on my fluoxetine, my doctor was like, hey, just kind of document if you feel a different way, anything like that. Very good point. Very good point. Right. Should have immediate results from. Good point. Great point. This is why I enjoy having the chat. Definitely take an international trip while onboarding new meds. Smart. No psych med gives you immediate results except benzos, but no responsible doctor would give those for this situation. As a licensed MH provider myself, no mental health meds work immediately. Interesting. Stepfather passed away March 2017. The trips run together. Okay. Got it. Okay, so here's next one that we have.
I'm very much looking forward to this and other trips in the future with you. Will be a beautiful time to create memories together that we can build on. So we keep doing steps. And eventually, hopefully, we've made enough steps together that we end up telling our kids about this trip, smiley face. I so see this beautiful lifetime of happiness that will get off to Superstart. Once we get to the airport, I will make you proud. I hope. Oh my god, my agent just called to say she thinks my horse Tigger broke his leg.
Oh, shit. Where is that horse located?
LA now. He's been living at her place while he's been recovering from an injury. He is my personal horse, not an investment. I've had him for years. This one. Screenshot.
What are you going to do?
Waiting on a call back from the vet, but my agent said she will more than likely call me for my permission to put him down. This is fantastic news.
And then there's some sort of screenshot that we can't see, which might be here. Hold on. I don't know. There's some screenshot that we cannot see. Ay, ay, ay. Immediately. Everything is immediately. No, they ran together in my brain today. Oh. Right. During a long haul flight. Signed SSRI user. Yeah, mine took 6 weeks for sure to get like leveled out. Very optimistic of her to think that they will work faster than abortion pills. Well, if she puts them in the right place, right? Morning. Hi, Dana. How are you? All the talking with only 2. I honestly, I wonder, like, had she pulled away, if Michael would have, like, talked to her. Right. It's crazy. Also, he's working. So here's 12/30/16. We're getting to New Year's Eve. Laura Owens and Michael Marraccini board their WOW Airlines flight to Reykjavik, Iceland. It is on the flight that Laura Owens claimed Michael Marraccini was verbally and emotionally abusive, prompting a woman named Karen Bernardis, a formerly Ambro and Imberger. What's that? Ilmberger? To pass Laura Owens a napkin note telling her she is very beautiful and needs to run from him and get help and protection. Michael Marraccini's recollection of recounts Laura Owens crying hysterically on the plane, drawing the attention of the flight attendants and other passengers on several occasions, with flight attendants even asking Laura Owens to quiet down twice because it was a red-eye flight. He also claims Laura Owens was asking Michael Marraccini to tell her he loves her. Would he forgive her for lying about the pregnancies, etc.? He also states that Laura Owens hammered him with questions about making their relationship exclusive. Laura Owens pulled his headphones off multiple times to ask him more questions, and Michael Marraccini had to hide in the bathroom to remove himself from Laura Owens' abuse. Watch Michael Marraccini's interview with Megan Fox discussing Iceland. How much time is this? Oh, this is the long one. Did we watch this one already?
Bond rather than...
We did not watch this one. So we will have to watch this one in the future because we don't have time right now. So I'll put that on the list too. Michael interview. I have to reach out to him still to see if he'll do an interview with me. Also, don't ever fucking put your hands on me. Like the fact that she pulled headphones off of him. Don't ever fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Like you can yell at me all you want. Don't ever fucking touch me. I can't stand that shit. If I had headphones on and somebody ripped them off, bro, I would be escorted. They would have to zip tie me and take me off that fucking plane. I would never in a million years, if I was fighting with my husband, I would never in a million years think to reach over and rip fucking headphones off his head. Ugh. Always a reaction. 12 trip with a potentially self-deleting individual on new meds. I mean, you can't see in a fetus a day after taking the abortion pill too. Slow's way of saying, see, I'm fixed now. Not only do the meds take time to take effect, but almost all of them require some sort of step down to come off them again. It's a whole process. Right. I think Lowe claimed one of the cruel things Michael did in Iceland was eat horse in a restaurant. What? Michael will talk about all these trips with his kids as a cautionary tale. Right. Is a good example. Yeah, he said that on our stream when he was talking. He said that's exactly what she looked like. And there were no tears. Santa Maria, another issue. Now her horse is dying. Right. Everybody's always dying. It would be one thing. Oh, we're talking about that. Okay. So it's not in the text that she wasn't going on this trip. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. And yet he was the abuser. Make it make sense, right? I'm similar. My body will turn inside out if someone you could scream the most vile things in my face and I would be fine. You could scream whatever you want. Don't ever fucking touch me. Don't ever fucking touch me, dude. Oh my God. Imagining low zip tied to the plane. Thank you for making my morning. I'm about an hour behind. If she was in the hospital for trial, where is the documentation on appeal? Well, Dr. Doomscroller, isn't that the question we're all asking? The way Lowe describes it is so dramatic, like he ate horse meat with extreme I can't push or touch me. A lady tried to touch me during an Albuquerque balloon fest, and I yelled, "Don't touch me." My friend was shocked. She's a petulant child who used to use this crap working to get her way. She is still not. Who's Carmelo? 10 years later. Let's see. I'm not good with people touching me even on a casual basis. That I allow it at all is a sign that I love you, not like you. I live in Texas and I live in Texas and have the stiffest polite hug in the state. I'm sure that I traumatized a kid when I was in middle school because he kept touching me in the lunch line and I had a conniption fit. Oh my God. If she was in the hospital, it's so easy to get a note saying person X was attended on this date. I've done too many to count. After they land in Iceland, Laura Owens states to Michael Marraccini in a text message, "My words are not enough. I know I've done enough damage. I hope you always know how sorry I was in my heart," referring to lying about the pregnancies. No in-flight report of abuse in an international flight. Right. Oh, are you calling me Carmelo? All I'm saying is don't touch me. Ever. That's weird. I'm not diagnosing here. I'm not a qualified professional. Millions subtypes. Millens. Oh, dude, histrionic personality disorder. I love that. That's a good one. That's honestly, that's part of what I think. That is what I think. But, so she says, "My words are not enough. I know I've done damage. I hope you always know how sorry I was in my heart." Okay. So now we've gotten past the new year. It is 1/4/17. Laura Owens fabricates. Oh, God. Here we go. Again. Laura Owens fabricates physical and sexual abuse during the trip to Iceland. There is no evidence of this in pictures or any documented communications between Laura Owens and any other individual. Additionally, Michael Marraccini had a nasty cold during the trip. "My throat hurts too much to eat." as stated in text to Laura Owens. I've been hacking up a ton.
Poor thing, sad face. Did you want to come down?
Oh, I've been sitting here because I thought you were bringing it up, sad face. Sorry for the miscommunication. I'll come down.
No worries. I can bring it to you. You're coming to the restaurant, right?
Yeah. My throat hurts too much to eat. Okay.
Okay. I don't think they come until 10:30. By the way, they said we can stay on for the Golden Circle free of charge if we want, smiley face, but we don't have to decide until after snorkeling so we can see how you feel.
Fabrication time. What you need. How sorry I was, not how sorry I am. Great point. Jack, what is your professional background? I need to know why you know all of this. I need to know what you do. What do you do? I've never had this much energy in my life, ever. Ever. I have 2 children, and I've never been this passionate about anything, ever. Laura Owens asked for pictures of Michael Marraccini has taken so she can upload them to her Instagram and Facebook profiles. So let's see. Oh, we have that one. So we have this one of her with some dogs. Ow, jump scare. I know, he's sick. Let the man rest. But are you coming down to eat dinner with me? What about me? Here's a glass of champagne on Iceland. And here's her in the lagoon. Aren't you not supposed to get your hair wet in these? I see those on TikToks. It's going to ruin your hair. Looks like a cool trip, though. I am a little jelly. After returning home, Michael Marraccini thanks Laura Owens for everything, the trip, planning, everything. Laura Owens says she's looking forward to more and greater and better trips and memories in the future. Now that I'm laying in bed, I want to say thank you for everything. And that's what Mike says. Laura Owens claims she will speak with David Katz about the radio show. She then sends a text screenshot of her conversation with him. Okay. Let's see. Poor dogs. It does look so pretty. I do have to say. I am very jealous.
David and I will talk today, and I emailed Mike Anthony to see if I can come by later this afternoon. If he doesn't get back to me, just go as long as I know he's there. This is gonna happen. Pumped.
I'm writing David right now.
Super.
She's like, fuck! How do I get that number?
How are you doing this morning? Missing our free breakfast, smiley face. Damn, working on Mike Anthony, then for today if David can't talk until tomorrow. Screenshot. I really hope he says yes. Also, my dad said this morning that we should move the show because there wasn't something specific to promote and he wants to wait until it's all worked out. Exactly your thoughts, smiley face.
This text message is allegedly from David Katz. Thank you. Enjoy. Say hello to Reykjavik for me. Laura, I just got to the office this second. Tomorrow would be a better day as I have no appointments. If that works, almost any time would be good for me.
Gonna call David in a couple. Meeting with Mike at 11:45. Maybe you should meet with my dad too to get some guidance on the industry. 42-minute call with David. It was awesome. Wish you had been here for it, but I took notes pretty much verbatim. Also, my parents said they'd love to take us out tonight or Thursday or next week to talk about the show and give their feedback. If you want, no pressure. David is seriously awesome. He only reps my dad and Elvis Duran, also his business partner, and he has more connections than anyone and said he would be more than happy to use them if we can send him a podcast we are really proud of. He said to go to Mike Anthony and say that David is repping us and that would really make him take action. If not, he is going to take it to the head of Cumulus, Mike McVeigh, which is absolutely unreal. He's a top dog. Also, a bunch more stuff, but I'll fill you in tonight.
Yeah, Dad wants to go to dinner. Wait a minute. Didn't she insist they stayed in the same room in Iceland? Right. Hello, LM. 42, the answer to low, the universe, and everything, and pay for the meal. Right. Elvis Duran. Damn, who's Elvis Duran? There's an old saying that a pro se attorney has a fool for a client. Pretty accurate so far. Before this case, I've wanted to go to Iceland for the healing hot springs. I've priced it out more than a dozen times. And now you're like, keep me away from there. Keep me away. I know, has me second guessing all my speech in real time for real. Low hides in civil court. The criteria for filing anything is lower. Right. Well, hopefully that changes. We can only hope. It's not really that expensive to go to Iceland, but the food is apparently an unexpected higher expense. Oh, when she uses a smiley face. That's so funny. Did you know we share the same Columbus Day birthday? Warm smile. Sounds like an incredible mashup tribute. Does he do Duran Duran in an Elvis voice? Oh, he's a huge radio personality in NYC. Who's Elvis Duran? Elvis Alivis is what I said. Elvis Duran Radio. This is Elvis Duran. So this is him. Radio host, radio legend, Elvis Duran. Yes, I believe his agent is also the same agent for Laura Owens. Okay. Laura Owens sends another alleged text exchange between David and herself to Michael Marraccini. The morning show radio station Z100. Let's see. Here's the text message. David said blank, so let's text him when we have the first show description done, because I'm still not quite sure what he wants. Hi, David. Mike and I decided to go full steam ahead with the show and work on it full time for a bit. We really want to do it and impress people. We are going to work on the Bible thing you talked about today. Any chance I can send you a brief summary of one show when we complete it, so that we know we are on the right track. And thank you so much for your time. Meeting with Mike Anthony was pretty darn good, but I see what you mean about him only caring about KGO. And then David Katz allegedly responds, of course, send me what you'd like and I'd be happy to look it over. Not sure if the buzzwords of Elvis or Mike McVeigh made his eyes widen, but he is the KGO guy and that's where his job description lays. Okay. Then Laura tells Michael Marraccini she's looking forward to building a life with him. This is the man that almost killed her in Iceland. Right.
By the way, I have no idea where you stand and no pressure on you one way or the other, but I feel like our romance and emotional connection has become great lately. We've been working as a team, looking forward to building a life with you, and if you don't feel that the same way, you can totally be honest. I understand either way. My feelings are making me giddy though. Smiley face. Mike?
We have made major strides since New Year's. I'm still hesitant with things, but I'm looking forward to the future. Smiley face. Boy. Yeah, but that was last week. Right. But that was last week. 117:17. Laura tells Michael Marraccini she loves him with her whole heart. She wants what is best for him, and that he is a genius, hardworking, talented at everything he does. After no response from Michael Marraccini, she claims David Katz called. Also, again, I have yet to see Michael Marraccini say, I love you, love ya, samesies, ditto. Ugh. And it's not the voice. It helps. It helps. But
Lying in bed with you this morning, I felt so incredibly loved and cared for. More than I have ever felt before. And it was amazing. I want a million more of those, and I know they will come. I hope you know how I care about you as a person, and I just want to best for you. I want it to be radio, but if that's not where your heart is drawn to, I would support you, even though it would be hard for you. What the fuck? How does she write this? I just support anything you want to do because I think you're a genius, hardworking, and talented at everything you do. Anyways, the point of this is to tell you I genuinely, selfishly have developed feelings that I wanted to share with you. I love you with all my heart. Not because J. Fern or Resume MM2.
is she drunk?
Sorry, the button's got the last part of that. Running a couple late, just got off the phone with David, didn't expect him to call. Ugh.
Why can't she just talk like a normal person? Why aren't any of these texts just right? None of it's normal. None of it. Right. And she said he wasn't that smart. Right. Whatever. She's an idiot. Do we know the rest of the TEDx if the rest of the TEDx outtakes were given to Llama? The woman said she would. I'd love to see them. I would love to see them. Right. Maybe she writes texts while she's riding horses. Would explain the typo. He beats her in Iceland, and she's in the show ring. Right. Just to name a few, but she competes every week. Right. But it was within an inch of her life, juror. God. Laura Owens sends Michael Marraccini 2 screenshots of text exchanges with David Katz. They didn't get the right spot for the biopsy. They don't know if they can reach it. Regrouping. My dad had wanted to know if Stephanie and Colin wanted to go to dinner. So now your dad wants to take his whole family to dinner. All right. David allegedly says, of course, send me what you'd like and I'd be happy to look it over. So this is from, okay. So she says, hi, David. We have been working very hard and have been recording at the station every day. Last night, we brainstormed name ideas since that's obviously pretty important. Do any of these resonate with you? That's what we said. To be honest, we need to talk. Of those, we need to talk. Okay. So there's that. Thank you. Should we keep brainstorming? David Katz, always. The title is the least important right now. It's your content and chemistry. Right. Though she says she was allegedly sexually abused, strangled almost to the point of death, and drowned twice, in the Blue Lagoon. So her and Michael were the only ones in the Blue Lagoon, and she was almost drowned. There was nobody else there. There is nobody else in this lagoon as the same time as you. Laura Owens texts him, just thinking about how excited she is to blindfold each other tomorrow. And she further states, I'm going to blow your mind. What the fuck is this? What is this? Here's a picture of a turd. I'm just thinking about how excited I am to blindfold each other tomorrow. Smiley face. I'm going to blow your mind. Is that a special brownie? Jetters is letting it be known that you can hear Jetters. Jetters don't fuck around. Let me guess. House of Prime Rib. Post biopsy House Prime Rib, last horn. I want to see those hospital admission records right after Iceland. Ew, ew, ew. Oh, God. Right, that's BS. There's no way. There's no way. Right, and crowded. And even in their pictures, I mean, aside from that picture that she's in by herself, but isn't there pictures of her in there? Ugh. Ugh. Somebody just sent me in my DMs. She also launched this massive failure on 12/1/16. KGO 810 posted, KGO dating expert Laura Owens what? And political expert Marcus Silva launched their show relevant on the many things you need to be talking about. Dating expert? Dating expert. Is that the blindfold in a package? No, that is a brownie. You're not going to convince me otherwise. That is a fucking... Or it's the turd from the casita. Why is it in a Ziploc bag? I don't know. Michael Marraccini strangled me during sex. When I woke up, he told me I was a good girl. What a fucking abuser says that. Only a dominant. You know how all those totally empty tourist spots be. Yeah, dating expert. Ugh. Have the lamb stopped screaming? Have the lambs stopped screaming? Oh, guys. I'm getting the Bernie's outies. Laura Owens tells Michael Marraccini one of the Christmas presents is a trip to Dubai. Michael Marraccini is shocked. Laura Owens has since falsely stated that Michael Marraccini asked for the trips to Iceland and Dubai. Prove it. I know. My brain is just done. So we are all experts. See? I thought Lo was the turd from the casita.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out spaces.
I don't know that song. I just know that part. Hi, Hellville. How are you? Hey, thanks for the gift, Leslie. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. All around me are familiar faces. Worn out, whatever. I don't know. Oh, my God. Oh, God. I hate when people start. You know what? I cannot stand this more than anything in the world. Don't ever ask me. Can I ask you a serious question on text? Just answer the question. You know what my sisters do? They say my name. They just put my name in the text. That's it. And then I go, what? I have a question for you. Fucking ask it 3 text messages ago. Okay? I do not need... Just ask the question. God, this pisses me off.
Can I ask you a serious question? You're excited and looking forward to good things ahead, though, right? Can't wait to give you your presents! We are going to Dubai is your present amongst 2 other things.
Holy shit.
What's ring? I left my phone on, so call I...
No, but I'm gonna start putting the question mark in my text. Yeah, you know it's serious when they use my government name. Now I have that Bernie's outsies for realsies in this case. No need for the lead up, right? Just say what you want. Hey, don't kill my song. I love that song. All around me are familiar faces. Just makes me think, what was the movie that was a part of? It was like Donnie Darko. Can I ask you a question? See how many messages I can turn it into. Is this next Christmas? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. This is January 21st of 2017.
Just drove through an early downpour. Home now. It was scary but less scary with bacon in the car with me, face holding back tears emoji, crying face emoji, heart suit emoji.
You know what's so funny? Is I always have to turn the volume down so I can see straight. Like to concentrate, I have to turn the volume down. I can't imagine driving through a rainstorm and all I hear is,
all around me are familiar faces.
like, that would make me crash immediately.
You ought to know. You remind me of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me.
Said Payaso. I cannot imagine being 26 and now 36 and just expecting to put my hand out and have mommy and daddy hand me all the cash I would ever need. I wish. It's weird. Right. Whether it was Christmas of 2016 or 2017, she pays by piling debt on everyone. You know what's so funny? That you asked that before you told us what was so funny? Did I? As I'm talking shit about people asking questions before they do something, I'm like, you know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? Let me tell you. Guess what? Make absurd guesses sometimes about them being pregnant with an alien baby. Oh my God, that's terrifying. An ex would randomly call me to insult me in really petty ways that made no sense and made me laugh. Like, hi, you smell of wee, then hang up. I cannot imagine having Lo having any whimsy. Dave Cooley in the chat. Uncle Joey. Laura Owens texts Michael Marraccini saying, the way you treat me, talk to me, care about me. Yeah, weeks after the alleged assault. So here we go. So this is after he allegedly assaulted her.
Anyway, I have kind of been torturing myself and everybody else about this the last couple of days and really just wanted to ask you directly other than overthinking it. I really, truly feel like you do love me.
Hey, Lawless. Thank you. Thank you.
The way you treat me, talk to me, care about me, and how you are physically and emotionally makes me feel a kind of love that I don't feel I've ever experienced in the world, and it feels amazing. Am I crazy for thinking this? You can tell me if I am, and I can try to tone it down, but if you feel it too, I just wanted to let you know I've never felt like this about anyone before. I just know it in my heart. I want to do all the big things in life with you and make you feel like a king every day of your life because I just love you. I've been wanting to say that for a while now.
You know, I remember sending text messages early on in my relationship with my husband, like, you know, I love you. Like, I've never felt anything like this before. I've never been in a relationship like this before. I never, you know, whatever. If he didn't respond with, oh my God, I feel the same. I love you too. This is how I feel. If I sent these amount of text messages of me loving a man and he doesn't respond with I love you back, I would evaporate into the fucking ether. Just bye. I would just, oh God, that would be it. I would just melt. I would melt. Evidence by these crazy texts. Right. One. What is one? Put one for agreeing she's crazy in the chat. Oh, God. Laura Owens sends another alleged text screenshot from David Katz. David Katz. Just checking in. We have done 15 interviews in the last week, and we have 3 more interviews today, so hopefully something to send you very soon. David Katz, that's great. Don't try and rush it all. You will get there. You two will grow. Let that happen naturally. Okay. Laura Owens offers Michael Marraccini free stagecoach tickets. From my dad. Ryan, our marketing director, wants to know if you guys want stagecoach tickets this year. He says lineup is kind of weak. Cool. Hey, you want to go to this shitty stagecoach concert? Laura Owens is trying to push for Michael Marraccini to commit to the radio show. Hey.
For being so funny. Love your go to trial.
Well, thank you for that 5, Mother Duck. Just for you. Because that's what we do. We tell Laura to go to trial. Laura Owens. Do it, do it. We believe you. Tell your story. Go to trial. You're not a liar. We believe you. Yeah. Do it, do it. Hey, Laura Owens. Go to trial. We believe you. Everybody else is lying. Go to trial. Laura Owens. You can do it. We believe you. You guys are the best. I love that this has infiltrated other people's streams as well. I'm going to have to find the clip where they're singing it on True Crime and Wine Time. It's so dang catchy. Laura Owens is trying to push Michael Marraccini to commit to the radio show with her. However, Michael Marraccini expresses concerns, namely the fact that he hasn't personally spoken with anybody. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. He's starting to call her bluff. No, you can't do that, Michael. Hi, Amanda. You missed the ad-lib song. All right. I'll put ad-libs in there every once in a while. Owen's business, me thinks that's kind of why they didn't file state or federal taxes. They don't sound crazy. Go to trial, honey. You can do it. You need to copyright that song. Here comes some more arts and crafts. Oh, my God. I'll put the ad-lib song in there every once in a while. I'll do it.
My dad made the mistake of telling David that I went out of town today, so he just called me to make sure we were both wanting it full time and not just doing this on the side. It was kind of an uncomfortable call. He asked if we might have something for him to hear early next week. If it's good enough for McVeigh, that great. But if not, he'll give us tips so he can at least hear if progress is being made. We need to get social media done this weekend, and I'm happy to do that, or you can. Or you can decide that this just isn't what you want to do since it's not going to be a paycheck in a week. I support either, I guess. Whatever makes you happy, I guess. But if you're thinking at all about not wanting to go full steam ahead on this, I would really appreciate knowing because that would change a lot of things. Obviously, I really, really want you to continue and go all out with me and be my romantic and business partner. There's so many things that about it that could just be phenomenal for us down the line. I took the call from David as a casual call to action. Anyway, that's the gist.
It's hard to go full steam ahead when I've never even had a proper convo with anyone at KGO. Whenever I explain my situation to anyone, they look at me like I'm an idiot. I've only got another week in me before I start looking for something else.
Why do they look at you like you're an idiot? I've tried to have you sit down with the program director who wants to meet you and talk to you badly, and you don't want to talk to him. But I don't want you to be unhappy, so if this isn't fulfilling you, and it sounds like it's not, I can't just let David know. I can just let David know that you're not interested in moving forward at this point. I don't know why they look at you like that. I've sure as hell tried. So is my family. But we can't make you do something you don't want to do.
They look at me like I'm an idiot because I keep doing this for free. Let's go hard next week. We have an unbelievable opportunity, so let's crush it. Good Lord. Oh, Fortuna. I don't know why that makes me laugh every time you put it in the chat. I really would love to see you from the stupid shirt and the shot that you... Oh. Okay. I'll have to look at that. Defo Echoes was singing it in the 12 sign of Dave. I will not be ignored. Hi, 99 Problems. That's total bullshit. They would have never gotten Stagecoach tickets. The Cumulus group was so cheap. Prizes like 3-day festivals in Southern California just wasn't a thing. Lo is filing for a change of venue. She feels she'll only get a fair trial in Hoboken. Can you imagine showing someone texts that you photoshopped up? Insanity, I tell you. Social media posting a picture of us as boyfriend, girlfriend. It's never going to be a paycheck. You've never had a W-2. Or and open your mind, Mike. You could change your name, have facial surgery, and then run to Chile and start a new life as a pharmacist. What? Paging Mike Anthony. Yeah, messing with his employment is wild. Wild. The David Katz agent communications were as fake as Rebecca Yee's and John Chun's email text. You want to know? I just had a funny thought. You guys, hear me out. What if she does go to trial and this is all actually true? And like all these people testify and they're like, no, this actually happened. You ever just think about that? You ever just think about the curveball that could be? You ever just wonder? Like if we were in an alternate universe and she goes to trial and they just prove everything. Ugh. I would eat so much crow. Are they recording interviews with other people or with each other? I think other people. It's a podcast, yeah. No way I would put up with somebody talking to me like that. She continues to tangentially mess with his employment with the DVROs. Also, yes. Yes. Oh, God. Oh, it's 11:13. Okay, so let me... okay, so tomorrow, do you guys want to watch the Lauren inpatient video? Put a 1 in the chat for Lauren inpatient video, a 2 in the chat for the Michael Marraccini, or a 3 in the chat to just continue what we're doing. 128. So this is 128, so we can get back on track. 17. Moon bump time. Impossible. 150K per year. All right. 3 to do what we're still doing. 6, 7. God damn it, Mr. Pike. 77. What the fuck? Far Side of the Sun. Anybody else? I don't remember that one. All right, then we'll just keep doing what we're doing and we can watch the videos later, but sped up. All right. It looks like Dr. Yi. I mean, we'll watch them all. All right, we'll keep doing what we're doing to stay on track, and then we'll watch the videos that we have. The Brandy Cinderella, hell yeah. Impossible. Impossible. I met Brandy in real life. She is wonderful. I got an opportunity to work with her when I was on TV. All right, so then we'll keep doing what we're doing. So tomorrow, Laura Owens tells Michael Marraccini, David Katz says Michael Marraccini will make $150K a year if he does the radio show. If I'm going to make $150K a year, I'm going to need to talk to my boss. So there's that. But just the opposite. I believe that's where we live right now. I worked with a lady who once got to meet Dolly Parton. What? I'll watch whatever. All right. Well, we can stay doing this and go back and watch the videos later. We can do all of that. But it looks in the chat, it looks like the 3s take it, which means we're going to keep going on this journey. You guys, what are we going to cover when we're out of Michael Marraccini? Oh, God, look at this. All right. You know what? Just I'll ask stupid questions later. All right, guys. Anyways, tomorrow, I watched it while I had chicken pox, and the spinning ballroom made me sick. Oh my God! You know what we like to watch? My daughter likes Red from Descendants, and those are fun. She'll be at trial. That's true. That's true. You want me to cover the bankruptcy at the end? Yeah. We'll have to figure it out, but I guess I'll be in Michael Marraccini for the next 6 years. So there's that. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tomorrow is an 11 a.m. stream, so a little later. And we will be covering the timeline still to get all our facts straight, even though you can never get them straight because it's just there's so much. And with that being said, Davy Jones in a Kmart buying a vacuum. The fuck, Jen? The last thing. Oh, no, that was a Venture. Was it a Venture or a Kmart? I don't know. Oh, my God. Hold on. Somebody just sent me a picture in my emails. Give me a second. I'm so afraid of what I'm going to open every time. Someone said Laura Owens should be a velvet clown painting, so I made this. Why is this so good? Said Payaso. Said Payaso. May Dave be with you. Oh, God. Asked an ex of mine out. Oh, my God. Rod Stewart. Ugh. I love this. It's so good. Said Payaso. Anyways, okay. You guys are the best. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.